On this episode of The Hydraulic Specialist, me and Steven go to Palm Springs to do an on-site service call for a JT20. This is when California was being plagued with these storms, so we had to drive in this rain and in traffic. We ended up stopping at this El Ranchito taco shop. The place was super clean inside. They had their own salsa bar with salsa moquete, salsa taquera. Man, it was good. We got a California breakfast burrito. Had carne asada, eggs, beans, cheese, and French fries. Look at that. Steven approves. Let me take a bite. Oof. Man. Fire. With some of the salsa. So good. I highly recommend. Then we had to stop by Ditchwitch, pick up a sensor for the JT20. And then we were back on the road to Palm Springs.
Right now, fuse is good. So this is the one that keeps glowing on a number 7 here, and they put one with the Easy ID, so it has a light on it. So so this is blown when it has the light. So actually, before I put a new one in. Doesn't. I think it's gonna be melted in there because this jacket's pretty done. It feels like it's melted together. Looks pretty beat up. This is the harness that we were gonna try to order, but it's so fun. I didn't even bring the right thing to fucking change that. I didn't know it was an Allen head. But yeah, this thing is just all melted.
So I take the whole jacket off.
As much as we can. I might be able to fix the wiring, but I don't know yet.
Stay tuned.
Because these look like micro wires too. If they're that small, because this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4 wires that are inside this jacket. So if this wire is this small, and the wiring inside is going to be even smaller. Thing got melted, then the wires inside are touching, and that's what's causing it to short, and that's why the fuse keeps blowing, because we have power touching a ground or whatever in this wire. Right after we fixed it, we had everything running, and both of the lights were on. All of the sensors were working. The rod loader was still working and everything. So that's why it's kind of weird to me, because this machine hasn't gone out yet, right?
It went out yesterday
And then it didn't work. Yeah, so we tested it at the house and everything. But that's what's weird is, so basically just in transport, it went bad. So this is what's inside the jacket. All right, it's actually 3 wires, a black, a brown, and a blue. Might be able just to unwrap it and then tape them all up individually. But this whole thing is melted in there. Actually, brown is probably going to be our power all the time. Black is going to be a ground, and blue is going to be when this thing senses something, then it sends the signal back. Tape all of them up individually so that they don't touch, because there's an issue right now where one of the power wires, I think it's right here, where the power wire is touching the ground. That's why the fuse keeps popping. So if I'm able to take them off of each other, and I see like kind of like burn marks on the wire, so I'm gonna individually wrap these and hopefully test it out. If the problem is persisting, then we're gonna have to end up getting a new harness for this, because these things being this small, I don't have the right size of connectors or anything like that so that I can resplice it. So it's just gonna have to end up being a brand new harness. Alright guys, just a disclaimer. It looks like shit right now, but we're just trying to get it to work. And if this doesn't work, then we're gonna have to replace it anyway. So this is just get them back on the road, hopefully. Alright, well, let's see if this thing works. So, see that green light on that sensor? It's on. See if it works. Fuse is still good. So it didn't pop yet, but I think that sensor is going to be bad, because I don't have the light coming on and our shuttle arms aren't moving back. And usually the only time that happens is if this sensor is messed up. So let's just change it up. Okay, this one sucks.
Now it starts raining again. So where we gotta go?
I'm looking for an AutoZone or something, man.
Just for an Allen wrench, huh?
For an Allen wrench.
Let's do it before the storm pours on us.
Can you turn the key on for me real quick?
All the way?
No, just turn it on. So usually with the power on, you would be able to see that green light just like I showed you up there. The green light is not illuminating, so I'm thinking this sensor is burnt. So we're gonna swap this one out with a new one. Let's see if it works. So here's our new one. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Didn't turn on, but let's check the fuse. Our fuse is still good. We have no power to that sensor. See, like this sensor is still on, the green light's on. So this thing isn't turning on. So this is, and the fuse is still good, so this line should have power right now. So there's something going on here, because this switch should turn on right away with the key. Let me start it and see if it's any different. It's still the same, no power. And this harness goes straight into the main harness. Right there. We have an issue somewhere else. So unfortunately, we need a electrical schematic so that we can follow all of the wiring and check and see where that thing gets power from. Maybe I'll make a phone call and see if I get an answer. But for right now, this thing looks like it might have to be taken into the shop and get an electrical schematic so that we can taste the problem for that. As far as I can tell, the fuse isn't blowing anymore, so I think we might be okay there. But other than that, we need to find out why our sensor is not powering up now. Yeah, so I thought it was an issue with the old sensor. So I put the new one in, and it's not powering up. But it's just this specific sensor. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to get a freaking schematic, and then this thing's gonna have to come in. And you have to trace the wire, because this is the main harness too, so it splices off of the main harness. Yeah, see, the light comes on.
That's the old sensor?
Yeah, and then when you get it close to metal, see that yellow? So that yellow comes on. So this sensor is actually still good. So our whole problem is in the harness. I was thinking it was because we melted it, but I peeled the wires all the way back until I couldn't peel it anymore, and I didn't find any breaks or nothing. There was a point that they were touching in the jackets, yeah. And then I just pulled them apart and I wrapped them each individually, and then put them all back into the thing and wrapped it over with tape. But yeah, no, it's not coming on the rack. The only switches for the arm. This is for the loader arms. Right now, this is what I switched, and now that's how I got the arms to move out. And then the splice comes off here. This is for my sensor, and it runs here. I do have this plug that's unplugged, but it looks like it's been like that for a while.
So what was the end verdict?
Fucking bullshit. I don't know. wiring harness got damaged. We didn't even take that thing off. So it had previous damage maybe or something, and the whole connector for the sensor actually ripped out of the wiring harness. So now we're gonna get on the phone with Ditchwitch, try to order a repair pigtail for that specific connector, and then we're gonna have to come back out here and do a little wiring job. Get this thing, try to get this thing back up and running.
Nice.
Till the next time.
Peace.
It goes on, but it's just not easy. You can feel the ridges.
Yeah, we don't want to. I mean, I guess we can clean it a little bit just to smooth it out, but. Good enough.
Damn you, John Lennon! It works. The plan works. Ow.
What do you think? Maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once we put the front one in, it might be better because it's centering.
So we're thinking we need bearing grease,
Mm-hmm.
and you tested the chichi out,
Mm-hmm.
and she melted.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put some grease in there. No, it's not like forever.
Oh yeah, see, much easier. You run out of grease. Don't say that.
Ah, it locked up. No, too much grease now.
It's crazy. I felt like we just did this yesterday.
Now my nuts! Okay. You gotta save my nuts.
Let me help you.
Hi, bar.
Look at how much easier it turns.
Wow. Leverage.
Let's just put the tire on.
Oh. I'm missing one of my nuts. Oh, there you are.
That is how 3 guys on a forklift get the damn bearings fixed on a trailer.
Oh, that's because it's loose. The head is loose.
files. Here. Are you watching for cat caca?
Oh shit! I'm gonna look down.
You just stepped on it?
No.
Not yet. Right? All right. Let's go home.
That's all, folks.